Joining me in the studio today is Democratic candidate for the Senate District 8 seat is Donna St. Clair. Thank you so much for being in the studio.
Oh, thank you, Mark, for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it. This is a big race, a lot at stake. Governor Youngkin has floated the idea of a 15-week abortion ban. Is that something that you support? If not, why not? I understand also that the Republicans have a big ad buy in the state right now where they're saying 15 weeks would be good, and also exceptions, rape, incest, and if the mother's life is at risk.
15 weeks is an arbitrary legislative fix for something that is a medical procedure between a woman and her doctor. I would not support 15 weeks. I think it's sort of a random choice, particularly given when the College of Obstetrics and Gynecology says that it's at least 24 weeks or beyond before the fetus can feel. So what's with the 15 weeks? I oppose anything that is taking away a woman's bodily autonomy. Everybody ought to have that. We decide if we give blood. We decide if we donate a kidney. You can't take my eyes when I'm dead unless I've told you ahead of time that it's okay to do that. So I fully support a woman's right to control her own body.
More than half of all abortions in the U.S. are medication abortions. If a bill came before you, if you made it to the Senate, that would limit access to abortion pills or ban them in Virginia, how would you vote and why?
I would vote no to that. I mean, there's no reason for medication abortions to be banned. They're easier, they're cheaper, they're less painful. That ought to be the pregnant person's option in the early period of pregnancy.
So definitely against it?
Definitely no.
Big no. One of the other issues facing a lot of voters here in the state is education and transgender students. The state administration under Governor Youngkin adopted a model policy on this very issue. Virginia requiring trans and non-binary students to out themselves to their parents, to obtain permission to be called by their name and pronouns, and to use the correct bathroom. Not have teachers engage with them on this. What's your take?
I'm a big supporter of the LGBTQ community overall. I think there is much more learning that needs to be done as far as the physiology of people who are part of that group. And I think attempts to try to bully them or to ostracize them are cruel, particularly given that we know that these students are at risk for suicide. We need to be embracing and understanding of them and not trying to figure out punitive measures to ostracize them even further.
What do you say to those parents, though, who are a little apprehensive about a transgender student getting into the same bathroom as their child, who have some fears?
Well, I think those fears are real, and I think that discussion needs to be had. I think to some extent we can do better with our bathrooms. The Europeans kind of laugh at a lot of what we do with male-female bathrooms in this country, and I think if we have more of a family bathroom approach, that should limit some of people's apprehension.
So change the bathroom structure and all would be well.
It would be a big improvement.
Let's shift a little to, and don't have a lot of time now, but to the economy. 2 new Amazon operation facilities are going up in Virginia Beach and are expected to eventually employ more than 1 million people. What's your plan to grow more jobs in our region should you get to the Senate?
We certainly need to look at that, Mark, because as you know, in some recent data, we showed up at the very bottom of the bucket in terms of economic growth and jobs in this area. I think we need to look at more than jobs. And one of the things that I'm most concerned with in this area is how are we going to go about attracting young families to come here and stay here. Part of the problem with that is we know when we drive around town and we see all the tall buildings, a lot of what we have now are apartments and condos, and we don't have homes for people to buy. That's a problem. The second problem is that we are a child care desert in this area. There's no available child care. What there is exceedingly expensive. And when young families look at places to settle, they're looking for homes and child care. And if that's not Lynchburg, the best job isn't going to bring them here.
Okay. Donna St. Clair, candidate in Senate District 8, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, Mark.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching the ABC 13 YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos and live coverage and local stories, click to subscribe and download our ABC 13 News app.